Welcome in, everyone, to the Bama Standard postgame show where Alabama was the homecoming opponent. Got whipped. Didn't belong in the. I'm sorry. Alabama loses to Georgia 28-7 in the SEC championship. And we're going to talk about it. Before we get started, I want you to go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, live chat. I don't have to tell you what to do because we saw what happened on the screen. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section below. Show us some love there. I got my cast with me. I got the illustrious Daniel Pettey, who's never short of anything to say, and I fully expect him to use that unique ability tonight. And then just below him, Coach Karl, one of the men that breaks the game down the way it should be because he's the best in the business. Folks, what's going on? Alabama goes into this game and lays an absolute egg. I don't even know if that's the right word to describe what we saw. It was absolutely atrocious. It was bullying to the fullest extent. It was downright pathetic. And I don't know what other synonyms I can possibly use, but I'm sure between the three of us, we'll be able to find that. Well, guys, going into this game, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle on the injury report. We had 8 players out. We had others that were probable. As the game went on, more added to the out list. We finished the game having lost a total of 13 players altogether. We knew coming in it was going to be an issue and it would be tough. But I didn't, in my mind, imagine it would be to the extent where we didn't put up much of a fight, and we just looked like we'd never played football before. And we saw the result that we had today. Let's hear the instant reactions. Start us out, Daniel Pettey, then we'll go to Coach Karl.
Just a lifeless performance where you got punched in the mouth, didn't answer, you didn't execute on special teams, you put your defense in a hole all night. The only bright spot was the defense tried to fight and keep you in it, which they did until it wasn't. So many things to dissect on the offense that were bad, from the blocking to Ty. I don't know if he's injured or if he was scared or what. It's been a digression. The chat's been all over it the last few weeks wanting us to get on it, but man, it's been bad. But just to set them up with the block punt, then Ty throws the pick, and it was over at that point. It just seemed like there was no pulse to the team. I sent the GIF midway through from Spaceballs where he's holding dark helmet and he's swinging and can't reach, because I felt like that's what Bama did tonight. I felt like Georgia was that bully that held their hand on the little guy's head, and we were just swinging. It's bad. What a good game, man. Georgia dominated, kicked their ass, and we didn't answer. It was just weird to see an Alabama football team not answer in that moment, because that's always been a moment where, the stars shine the brightest and Alabama steps up. Didn't tonight.
Absolutely. Coach Karl, I know that you have a lot to say. We've been in our chats this entire season, just watching what has unfolded. Like I said, we saw going in we were going to have issues in terms of certain players who are out. No question, Josh Clavis being out was going to be a problem. That's Ty's safety valve. That's his comfort blanket. Jam Miller being out was going to be a problem, especially with the way he was playing against Auburn. But there were opportunities earlier on that had we capitalized on it, it probably would have been a different game, but we just couldn't quite capture those opportunities. Ty Simpson has not been Ty Simpson really since the Tennessee game. He's forcing throws. He's not seeing open wide receivers. He's completely shutting down, and we saw him tonight at times just completely shut down. But let's just be honest, the season as a whole, especially the later half, the offense has become completely neutralized. It's not that hard of an offense to figure out. It's one-dimensional, and we've done nothing to try to change that. But we kept on turning a blind eye to it because we were winning. And it came back to bite us in the butt tonight. And there's no more excuses, Coach. There is no more turning a blind eye. The things that are problems are serious problems. And for the second year in a row, a Coach DeBoer-led offense has greatly regressed. Pick it up, Coach Karl. What do you take from what I said and then what you saw in the game tonight?
Yeah, Justin, my wife tells me all the time that you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. But being in this podcast, we have to say what we have to say what we have to say. Now, like you said, man, the defense played phenomenal for the most part. I mean, they gave up one or two long drives that could have been catastrophic, but it hadn't ended up didn't. Uh, man, that block punter taking his time when you seen the guy line up in pressure. You know pressure coming when you're kicking the ball inside your 5 anyway. So at that point, we know you're going to get the ball and get it out fast. Whether it's a 40-yard point or a 30-yard point, you just want to get it out fast. So taking your time at that point, knowing you got outside rusher coming, that was really, really, really not a good play. In the interception, the next drive, Georgia go 14-0. Then we start pressing a little, got away from the run game, trying to do a whole lot of drop back passing. And right now, Ty basically is a predetermined where he's going with the football. Like, as soon as he sees somebody where he think man coverage, he's locking in on them, like 100% locked in. He's not even trying to disguise where he's going with the football. That's why a Georgia guy was just sitting in zones or breaking on routes because they know where the ball going. Once you turn your head on a wide receiver and you never looks off, I mean, any DB. I mean, you got DBs in high school that's gonna break on over ball. I mean, it's obvious. And when you should step up in the pocket, you're trying to bail. Guys clean pocket, guys are pressuring you from the circle. And you won't step up in the pocket. So it was just a whole lot of misreads, man. I mean, we could have played a whole lot better. I don't know if it was the game plan for him trying to get the ball out, quick read, try to get the ball out fast. I don't know, man. It just didn't look right. Like I said, man. So ever since Tennessee, man, he's just been predetermined where he's going with the ball, and he just throwing it. And some of the predetermined balls, were terrible, man. Like throwing the ball at guys' feet, throwing the back off ball too high, throwing the ball on 4th and 2 inside your own 7-yard line. You throw the ball out of bounds, 15-yard seams with no chance of completing the ball. I mean, you're missing the check down all night. It was bad, man. I can't lie. I know that the offense can play better. I just don't know if the scheme is working at this point. Like, at some point, you should go back to the drawing board and try to figure out a different schematics, man, and try to do something other than just drop back and pass the ball at the time of the game, knowing that the quarterback is not seeing the game well, not playing well, not hitting open the receivers well.
So, where do you place the blame at this point? Because there has been no improvement. Like I said, defenses have figured us out.
Well, a lot's got to be on the damn offensive line. When you've got -3 total yards rushing, 19 from the rushing game, and look, Ty ain't playing good. He's also playing scared shitless. Let's be real.
Yeah.
When 75's a damn turnstile, like I can eat a taco quicker than somebody than they can get a rush on 75. Like he only is getting one progression because he's throwing off his back foot because I don't know if I've ever seen a quarterback turn his back from the rush completely to get away and then have to turn and throw it like he did early in the game. And now the kid ain't playing great. He's making not great throws. He can't make the out route, but this offensive line is trash. I'm sorry. I don't know what, but they're trash. They're the most trash offensive line I've ever seen.
And
I won't
go
go
ahead, Coach.
so far to say trash. I just think that either Grubbs or Cap is not on the same page in play calling. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, why is you two-hand? Like I said last week, man, why is you two-hand double teaming when you're supposed to be chipping? Like, who double teams a damn 3-tech when you should be chipping a 3-tech? You can't double team a 5 when you're supposed to be damn chipping a 5 and then waiting on the linebacker or going solo, like solo, duo, does. Like it's a different line, different calls when it comes down to these line checks. If you see somebody blitzing, there's no way you double teaming. Like, ain't no way. That should all just be man on man, solo call down check. You still trying to double team a damn tech, man. Like, I don't get it. So either between Grubbs, between Cap, and you dropping back, man. Like who's in drop back mode, double teaming in drop back mode? I don't get it. It shouldn't. No, it's no way. So no way, shape, Sean Foreman. In fact, somebody should be double teaming on the line of scrimmage in drop back mode when you should have a linebacker chipping. I mean, a running back chipping something. First thing, the bigger threat, you chip the bigger threat. They double teaming, turning loose gaps. Like, I don't get it. I think it's more like a scheme, man. Maybe it's just schematics. Somebody is not on the same page with each other, and they're both on the same page, and somebody just don't know what the hell they're doing.
I think everyone's not on the same page. I think everyone is absolutely lost. I don't think that the scheme fits the players. But the thing is, I think Grubb is trying to force round peg into square hole where it's supposed to be you scheme to fit what you got instead of trying to force people to do what you want to do. It ain't working. It hadn't worked the entire year.
He's Freeze 2.0. He's not. I'll be honest. He's about as over. I heard all the noise. I guess we watched him do good at Washington. I've now watched a season of the great Ryan Grubb coming to save the day, and I've watched Hugh Freeze 2.0. He's not a great coordinator. Let him go.
It do look the same. Like, I mean, honestly, man, it kind of look. It's like reverse of what we had last year. We had an offensive coordinator last year that couldn't scheme up passes. Now we got an offensive coordinator that can't scheme up the damn run game. And then the quarterback progression went in reverse last year with Jalen Miro, and then this year Ty going in reverse. As the season going on, offense is going in reverse under both offensive coordinators. It's something in the pie, man. I don't know what's in the Kool-Aid in the Caleb DeBoer's offense. Offense predicated on going in reverse? I don't know. Are they trying to sabotage themselves? I have no idea. It just don't look good. But dang, man, I don't know. I coached offense last year, and I mean, we ain't looked this bad in high school, bro. And a lot of time we was overmatched in some games. Honestly, it's like, damn, they should call my old high school coach and let him call plays up here, bro. Cause I'm just telling you.
You bring up a very good point, Coach Karl, and then we'll let Johnathan speak. You know, we gave Jalen Milroe hell last year. And look, he had his faults. There are things he couldn't do well, and he often struggled, and defenses capitalized on what he was not able to do well. But one thing you can't argue that both Milroe and Ty Simpson they both took a downward spiral in the later parts of the season under Grubb, or under DeBoer, and now Grubb. Jalen Milroe played arguably his best ball his last season under Coach Saban, but when Coach DeBoer got here after the Georgia game, it just sunk, and now we're seeing the same thing kind of happen with Ty. And Ty at one point was a better passer. He was able to read defenses a lot better and able to make those mid-range throws a lot better. But this call what it is. Both quarterbacks suffered greatly towards the later part of both seasons, and there's one common denominator, and that's the offensive staff. Johnathan, go ahead. Sorry,
no way, man. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I really don't get it. Jalen Miro missing a lot of passes, short the enemy the passes. Ty was connecting on damn near 90% of those passes. Ty was missing on the deep balls. He's still missing on the deep balls, on the throwing them, overthrowing them in certain instances. But it's like, man, he really not getting enough time, honestly. Like, as soon as you snap the ball, you in backpedal mode, and you continuously in backpedal mode. So now you're throwing off platform, throwing off your back foot. A lot of times, the ball doesn't get enough pressure, and don't come out your hand fast or fly enough when you're backpedaling. So it's bad, man. Like, I don't know. I hadn't seen this offense play this bad all year. Now, they played bad all year, but they never played this bad. Maybe, like I said, man, maybe this offensive staff, man, wasn't together this whole week, man, and by all this coaching turnover and the game plan just had to suck a little bit. So who knows, man? But there's something going on, and it ain't good.
Something that's going on that is pretty good is the arrival of Johnathan Lewis. He is a superstar that runs Tea Time Media, and now the
Yes, sir.
the recruiting pulse. He is in, and I'm sure he's had an opportunity to kind of digest things a little bit better than we did, and heard what we had to say. But Jonathan, pick it up. Your reaction from what you saw today. Take it away, brother.
Yeah, so you guys can hear me okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I can tell you this much right now: the strip down here in Tuscaloosa is cleared out. They're all going home. Let's get that out right of the way. Being down there, I can tell you this much: Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb. There's not much nice being said about them downtown right now, for sure at the bars. But in all seriousness, this is probably one of the worst. I would say the worst we've looked on offense all year. I think we've looked progressively worse since the Tennessee game, to be honest with you, from an offensive standpoint. I was talking to Coach Karl on his show on the Black Sports the other night, and I was debating back and forth on why I had a big worry about this game. Number one, it's so hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. Our team has not looked the same since Tennessee. Ty Simpson seems to be regressing week after week after week. The disappearance of Ryan Williams, which he made a couple of big plays in this game. But every time, if there's one consistent thing, guys, every time we figure out something that starts to work, like Ryan Williams catching the ball or whatever that may be, we tend to go away from it. Ryan Williams makes a couple of big plays, and you don't see him the rest of the game. You know what I mean? Jeremy Bernard comes on at the end of the game. Granted, Georgia's in prevent defense are giving up everything underneath inside of like 12 yards, so I'm not going to sit there and say that was amazing. I'm so tired of watching this offense at this point. It's heartbreaking thinking you have a chance, and then I'll be honest with you, I don't know who looked worse on film on the All 22. I have to go watch it. I'm not blaming the defense on this game. I thought the defense did everything humanly possible to try to keep us in this game. Yes, they gave up some touchdowns, but I don't think Georgia had to drive more than 55 yards more than one time.
Well, half the time it was only 15 or 20.
There you go. So I'm not going to sit there and pound the defense. And you got to play complementary football. The offense has to be complementary of the defense and the special teams and the special teams. And what did I say, Coach Karl? It always seems to be something that happens that doesn't go Alabama's way every single game since Tennessee. Well, in this game, block punt. It's always something that's right there. And unfortunately, it's either a bunch of Connor Talty misses, or it's a block punt, or we're giving up kick returns or punt returns. It's always something stupid that we tend to mess up and give up. And it is so damn aggravating at this point to watch this team play this year, knowing how much talent is on this team. And I am really curious to see what everybody's opinions is going to be on us going into the playoffs, because it's hard for me to argue with Texas Tech blowing out BYU. How do you get BYU ahead of Alabama or whatever that scenario may look like? But I can tell you this much: this is a disappointment to go out like this. And is this the second year in a row, by the way, that Oklahoma essentially could possibly knock us out of the playoffs? Because if we lose this game, really it started with Oklahoma.
I bet.
Do you really think the debate rages about keeping Bama out? Sorry, Justin.
Well, let me back up. I see where you're going in terms of the Oklahoma loss, that being a blame. But this, be honest with you, the true blame was losing to a very bad Florida State team at the beginning of the year.
No, absolutely.
Oklahoma is a team that's a loss you can stomach because Oklahoma's a good team. Now, are they the offensive juggernaut we expected them to be? No, they weren't, but they're still a damn good team. You can stomach that. You can hold your head up high and say, you know what? It was their day. They kicked our ass, but we lost to a very bad Florida State team. And that's another thing that is so commonplace with Kalen DeBoer already. Losing to teams you have no damn business losing to and possibly kicking you out of the playoffs not once but twice in a row. That's what we're looking at right now.
Well, I mean, what I'm getting at is that being the team that prevents you from doing that. In my opinion, that would be if we beat Oklahoma, we are in, even if we lose to Georgia. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
That's kind of the point I'm trying to make.
let's just be real, man. After the debacle we saw on offense tonight, who want to see this? Who want to see this team in the playoff? I
You
think
already
every
know my
team
answer to
in the
It's a
this.
train
playoff,
wreck.
every team in the playoff wants to see this team. They don't want to see the defense. Now, if the defense continue to play the way they're playing, a lot of teams are not going to want to see this defense.
But they know the defense eventually get tired out because the offense can't do anything. They're
Yeah,
not
but see,
effective, and we're not
that's
opting
the
out of what
biggest
we're doing.
thing. That's the biggest thing, right? If the defense keep offenses on the other side of the football, and we get short fields and we score on maybe one or two fluke plays, you can't beat a team. You can't beat this team. If the offense find anything remotely consistent, you really won't beat this team. But the problem is, we as football fans, in my opinion, right, this is just my personal opinion, we can't trust this damn offensive staff right now. Like everybody was killing the defensive staff, and I kept telling them like the defense is going to be okay. It's going to get better and better as the team as the progresses go. I just never thought that the offense was going to get worse.
Yeah,
like the defense got better. If the offense was anywhere competent, anywhere near competent, Georgia don't score the fucking foot. I mean, excuse my friend. Georgia did not score tonight. If their defense and this offense was anywhere competent, Georgia scored on 4 short fields. 4.
and let's be honest, Coach Carl. That I know we were deficient in the defense tonight, having LT Overton out as well as Kelby Collins as backup. The defense still played well enough, given the circumstances, to win this game. We had extra people taken out. You had Justin Jefferson out. You had key players that were still removed, but the defense was still doing their job until they absolutely couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the ones to tell you, man, about defense. LT Overton, Deontay Lawson, you can always replace guys when you have talent on the football team. It's a guy always behind LT Overton, can't wait to play. Finally get opportunity to play, they go out there and show you that they can play just as well as he can. They just may not been getting enough reps. Like the bigger thing about defense is reps. Once you start getting the reps, it's easy to play defense because the more reps you get, the easier to learn, start recognize defense, this, that, and third. So if you're big, fast, and strong, it's still easy. You just have to get reps. I wasn't worried about LT Overton at all, like at all. Even when Johnathan Lewis was in our other chats, all I kept saying is we have backups, right? You got other backups. I was no longer even thinking about defense, period. My biggest concern, if it's the offense can't move the ball, you can put the defense in terror position, and eventually they're going to get wore down. I didn't know they were going to get an interception, a block punt. We're going to go for it on 4th and 2 inside our own
Didn't run the ball.
10-yard line.
Didn't run the.
We didn't. I never thought we would have Dane Hill in the background. Still got Richie Young on the sideline, not nowhere to be found. And we 3rd down and 2 and pass the ball.
And then when you got Todd throwing a 15-yard out, which he hasn't made, I hadn't seen him throw a good one of those in 4 weeks.
In what 8 weeks? He hadn't hit a deep dig in 8 weeks.
And that's look, the problem right now with Ty, if you're playing scared and you're it ain't gonna work, man, because he's in his head. That you're talking about not wanting to see a team in the playoff. If he's not believing in his offensive line and this kid's running scared and he doesn't have the ability he's got some running ability, but no, he don't have Milrose's legs by any stretch. And that's the one thing, we got on Milrose's throwing ability. I get it. But no, I never really saw Milroe get scared like this. And he did at least have that ability to break out of something and make a play with his legs. And Ty's not even giving that right now. It's such a regression offensively. It's scary. All the way around.
I want to touch on something, guys. Let's go ahead.
Let me tell you. Let me say this, Justin, please, sir. The one thing, Pettey, that really irks me. Irked me bad. And you seen the text I sent. When you 2nd down and 10, you break containment, you see a linebacker run at full speed. All you have to do is just stop your body and give him a little shake, and then you go up the field 20 yards and you take a slide, man. That's a sign of quitting right there. Like you literally quit on your team at that point. You slide when you in space, 1-on-1 in space with a linebacker that was. I mean, he was a fast flowing linebacker, so all you had to do was just stop your foot and give him a little hesitation, and you was running, and he slid. Like that's the awesome sign of defeat right there. You definitely you quit on me at that point. I was so like that was different for me.
Yeah, and look, because I saw signs of life throughout the year, there was a look, man. You can't ignore the four. I mean, after Florida State, the 4-game run where Bama was progressing at a point where it wasn't us guys; it was the national media putting Ty in the Heisman race. It wasn't the Alabama media that did that. I know everybody's defending Ty. Well, like you do realize the national media had him in Heisman, not us guys. But look, you can also now say since that time, and you nailed it, since the Tennessee, or I think it was maybe Johnathan said, since the Tennessee game, it has been a steady regression. You're like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Tonight, it was everything. The offensive line's trash. There's no run game, and Ty's scared right now. And you can't have a scared quarterback playing back there in this league, or you're going to get ate up like Georgia did to him tonight.
I don't know if it's so much of the offensive line trash is it their coaches, because there's been no upward growth at any position on that offense whatsoever.
Whatever it is, coaching, whatever, it's a turnstile on the offensive front. I mean every time you look back,
I can't lie. I like the tackles, man. The tackles play good. I can't say much about the tackles. They play really good. I mean,
I even saw Daniel Hill get in the hole and make a block or two. But
yeah, I seen Hill. He came in and he filled the alley. Yeah, your left side guard played very, very well. I mean, Parker did okay with limitation on the footwork limitation, so he couldn't push off on one side, and he got beat on some stunts. But I mean, other than that, man, the only problem that I really had all night is it's the other guy.
And let's give two flowers
out. His name because people be sending them these kids death threats, but it's the other guy, man. It's like that other guy just wasn't. He just ain't it for me, right? I mean, Jackson Hall or something. Give me somebody on the interior.
We'll give flowers to Daniel Hill and Jeremy Bernard because those two kids did play their hearts out on offense.
Yeah, and like Pettey said, man, even you, Justin. Once you, and John said it too, like Ryan Williams, man. Once you get Ryan involved, Ryan started making catches. Why is this kid streaking on the sideline by himself?
When you can't get the ball to him. You don't have the ability to get the ball to him in that. I'm
telling you, when I say predetermined, like I'm sitting here looking at the game. I look, boom, the safety roll to the middle of the field, automatic cover 3. That's predetermined. As soon as I say the roll middle of the field, I'm going around. Regardless.
Yep.
I don't care if I got 2 seconds, 1 second, a second and a half, I'm dropping back. I know Ryan being his press corner off the rip. I'm dropping back, I'm going that direction. You don't even look that way.
I want to swap to the next topic real quick, and this is something I just added because we talked about it during the chat, and this has been the discussion throughout the game. I was on social media. It came up, so let's address the elephant in the room. Should Ty Simpson have been pulled in favor of Keelan Russell, or maybe even Austin Mack? I think that you consider it, but let's go ahead. Johnathan hadn't spoken quite some time, so let's go ahead and let him start out first. Then we'll go to Daniel. Then Coach Karl, you can cap it off if you don't mind. All right, Johnathan.
Yeah, way to put me on the spot with this one. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. You know. Should he have been pulled for Keelan Russell? You know, that's a tall task to answer because you're going against Kirby Smart. Imagine being a true freshman in your first game that you enter as against Kirby Smart as a true freshman. But have we seen this before? Yes, with Tua Tagovailoa, but he had a lot more reps, obviously, than Keelan did throughout the year. I think we're at the point of the season where, you know, you're just going to have to go down with the ship. And I feel like that's what the coaching staff's mentality is. If I'm the coach and the lack of everything I know, I as a fan, I'm saying pull the guy, put in Keelan or put in Matt. Give us somebody to give us an opportunity to move the ball. But, I mean, like I said, there's enough blame to go around the room for everybody. So who else are you replacing? Ryan Williams dropped a wide open pass. Jeremy Bernard dropped a touchdown. Like, I mean, are we going to sit here and say, let's replace everybody? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I think the biggest loss in this game that nobody's talking about is Josh Cuevas. Josh Cuevas not running those stick routes killed us. Caleb Edwards really showed his inexperience, in my opinion, in this game, plain and simple. He had a couple good moments, but I don't know if I'm willing to throw my true freshman quarterback, who I'm banking on to be the future, into a game like this that could possibly destroy every little bit of confidence he has moving into next season. That would be a tough decision to make either way.
All right, Pettey, where do you stand? I mean, I know it's easy for us during the heat of the moment where emotions are running high, say, yank him, put somebody else out there. But you also got to consider what Coach Saban did. I know that's not going to apply to everyone. Like Jonathan said, Tua Tagovailoa got significant playing time leading up to that national championship. But you got to think in the back of your mind, okay, let's trot the kid out there, if anything, to see if it can ignite somewhat of a spark to kind of get things going. And if it works, continue with him. If it doesn't, well, at least you tried something to get out of the rut you're in. And then you try again with Ty. But where do you stand on this?
I'm where I stand. I think this game is stupid. The SEC championship game, that is. So I probably would have pulled him and put Mac in and said, hell with it. This game's over. Let's roll. I'm be honest, man. It was over at 14-0. It was done. This game, there was no pulse. I'm yanking the kid and let's roll with Mac. See what he's got. See if he can, almost like the basketball coach when you see the starters are drunk from the night before. You're like, all right, I'm running with the whole bench, and they play with a little bit of fire. I mean, why not at that point? But you can't. We're in too much of a social media world, too many shows. You coach the game like that, and then all of a sudden you're on the hot seat for throwing whatever. So, it's kind of what I think Johnathan. If Johnathan wouldn't have gone before me, I probably would have just gone out of the gate and said, yeah, this game's stupid and all that. But I actually agree with this point. You really can't, at that point, you're not going to throw a freshman in that fire because you don't want to burn him, because that kid's going to be special. He is. But
exactly.
You don't want to get him popped in a game like that and rattle his confidence in any kind of way when he is your future. And he is. Keelan Russell's going to be that kid. He's got it. You see it just like you did with Bryce Young. Sometimes when you see a kid on the field, and that's the thing, I always got on us about the Milroe stuff, or even Ty. Ty's got a little bit, but he's not got it. You can see it. You saw it with Bryce. You saw it with Tua. You see it when Keelan takes the field, like, oh, man, there's a little special sauce in that kid. You can say that. I know people get mad, and there was so much side picking with the whole Milroe and now Ty. Quit fucking picking sides, idiots. It's Alabama. It's good or bad. We saw special stuff with Tua. We saw special stuff with Mac. We saw special stuff with Bryce. We didn't with Milroe. We couldn't throw. We could run. We don't with Ty. Okay, guys, he had a little bit of a run midseason, but he's now seeing ghosts. He's scared right now. And, I do think Keelan's the future, but you don't throw him in right now. No, I think you're right about that. If anything, I think the SEC championship's dumb. If it doesn't hurt Bama and this loss doesn't really matter, I might have gone with Austin Mack at some point, Doug.
Right. Yeah. All right, Coach Karl, you waited patiently. I know you're ready to fire off, but I wanted you to stew a little bit just so that you could fully absorb what it is you wanted to give out to us. So preach your sermon, sir.
No, I was going to say, no, not Keelan, period. If you, what I would have done as a coach, man, honestly, I probably would have pulled Ty, had him sit on the sideline, put him in the tent, have people thinking that he was injured. For one series, have him sit in the tent and then just talk to him. Like, sit him alone by himself and let Nick Sheridan just talk to him. Sit there and just go through it, try to figure out what's going on with him. And that point, in the offense moving on the field, got a field goal or whatnot, I kept him in the tent a little while, just talking to him, and see what the next drive was like. And the offense kept moving better. I'm like, well, from what I'm hearing, the offense moving the ball well. We can just keep you in him for a minute like you hurt. And then let's see how it runs. Sticking back out there and see if he's still shook. If he's still shook, let's go back with the guy that's hot. But I wouldn't have pulled him out of the game, so to say, to bench him. I would have pulled him out of the game, so to say, just to get him a little look like, hey, just sit back and chill. Even if we sit on the sideline today, just sit here and chill, and let's figure this thing out together while we're watching the defense live and in person instead of sitting behind that gun taking those shots. Like you sit in the barrel, man. Like you looking down the barrel of a bullet. Are you gonna damn run or are you gonna fight? I mean, the average person gonna try to knock the gun out of the hand and get gone, unless you're gonna try to wrestle for the gun. You're not gonna sit down the barrel with a gun and just sit there and be shot and shell shocked and get your head blown off. That's what is often done. Look down the barrel with a gun, shell shot, got the head blown off. I would have tried something, but it wouldn't have been necessary, like bench tie. Like, don't pull him and bench him. Just pull him in them. Just let him see what's going on from afar and not having to see what's going on behind the line. So that probably would the only thing I would have done. 1 series, 2 at the max. The defense was still, Georgia's defense was still going to come. They probably would have came a little harder, knowing that Ty wasn't in there. But I'm quite sure Austin Mack probably would have made a check down to it here and there just to slow down some pressure. I mean, Grove probably would have came with a different game plan with a different quarterback. He probably wouldn't drop back and try to throw the ball every single snap. If it was a different quarterback, would have made the offensive line change. Everything would have changed. It would have different quarterback because the game plan would have changed at that point. So it just, I don't know. I would have pulled him for a play, the drive. What I wanted to bench him because, like the chat say, man, like and John said too, if he got you there, man, he got you the SEC championship game. If you're gonna go down, you go down swinging with the guy that got you there, unless the guy behind him is that much better. And I don't know, like mentally, I know physically and with the expectation and progression of Keelan with that big, powerful arm, more speed, more athleticism. He probably projected higher, but we hadn't seen it on the consistency. So I wouldn't have thrown him down the Curtis Smart like that. But I would have gave Mac a series or two, honestly.
Okay.
I love you brought that up. It seems like a lost art, and I don't know if it's kids' mentality these days, but you used to see coaches do that quite often when your starter's in a slump. You ain't benching your starter. You're giving him a view from the sideline from a series just to get his head right, talk to him, pat him on the ass, and then send him back in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's move on. Of course, this probably will take the rest of the show if we look at the negatives of the game. I mean, the entire game from the moment that the whistle was blown to start the festivities.
John and Pettey doing negative. I'm not doing negative.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't do negative.
But positives and negatives of the game. Honestly, I don't know what positives we can take away from this at all. You tried to look at every facet to say maybe what was a learning experience that we can improve upon. But the thing is, we got treated like a common homecoming opponent. We didn't show, and we were a spectacle in front of the world and in front of the committee to see. There really is nothing positive you can take away from it. And again, you just have kind of an odd sense of repetition from what we saw last year. And man, it even looked like that game we played against Michigan, if not worse, in the bowl game. So if you guys are comfortable, we can really bypass this one.
Well, I mean, I have to disagree with you, though, because I feel like a positive is I feel like our defense has improved week in and week out, and that even with the guys that were hurt on defense, Justin Hill looks like he's going to be that dude.
He does.
Justin Hill,
Jordan Renaud.
Defense. Jordan Renaud looks exactly. Hill Green looks like he's finally came. Hill Green
played his ass off tonight.
Exactly, and then we tend to forget we were missing Cam Calhoun that first half as well, so he came in the second half and helped out a little bit for sure. I feel like the defense, Kane Womack, like I've been so critical of ever since Kane Womack got there with the 4-2-5, and I'm critical of something I don't understand like most people. I didn't understand how 4-2-5 worked, because even though under Saban it was called, basically a nickel with a star position, right? That was a 4-2-5. I feel like I have to give Kane Womack and that defense credit for how much criticism they got earlier in the year. Yanze Pierre has really came into his own. You know what I mean? So I got to give kudos to that defense, even though they scored 28 points. It was all on short fields. And those guys, they really played their heart out. My big question, man, is where in the hell was Jaden Roberts during any part of that game?
Or any of the past several games?
Great question.
He's one of the highest graded offensive linemen that we have, but Ryan Grubb won't play him. He wants to play his guys because Jaden Roberts wasn't picking up on his complicated offense at the beginning of the season. Instead of coaching him up, he sat him down in favor of Geno Vandermark, who proved that he got tossed around quite a bit like a rag doll the entire season. That was consistent. But Jaden Roberts is one of your best blockers, especially when it comes to the run game. A dude squats close to 1,000 pounds. You need that dude driving people back, not the opposite of what we saw tonight.
Yeah.
Geno did well. He did well tonight because Georgia's defensive line is not that fast. Like the interior defensive line is big and physical. They're not fast, so Geno really didn't have a problem. Like he had a really good bend. Like Georgia put pressure on their bend well. It's just that they got a little too deep. And Ty was still in like the 3 to 5 step drops. And then when it was 3rd and long, he was getting in 7-step drops when he should have just got in the 5 steps and 7 steps on first down. Try to get in 7 on first down because once the guys start bending, like the D line bending your offensive line back, and they right in your pocket, 2 yards back, or you complete all those throws. 1 yard further, you sack. So like he's standing dead in the middle. They get their hands up, they batting balls, they tipping balls. It's just a lot of bad reads, man. But pass protection, for the most part, they did very well until Georgia came with pressure. And like it's like soon ties to Reed's pressure, he don't have confidence in that guard right there, number 75. He don't have confidence in that guy. So yeah, Jaden Roberts. I mean, anybody, man. Try anybody at that point when your quarterback is nervous, coming up the middle. Put anybody in the game. Shit, you could put another center in the game at that point and try something. But I mean, Esther, like Coach Al been asking about this for a long time. Esther damn tackle in the game, right?
Yep.
Like put Esther tackle in the game just to pick up that blitz. Like me and John said it himself. I said it myself, man. I'll get me on one of those freshman tackle, put him at running back. You know you're gonna throw the ball. Put him at running back. Boom. Now you sit here and pick up the blitz. Those tackles, they pride is on the line when it comes down to missing blocks and quarterback getting hit. Like it really hurts those guys. Offensive line do have pride in protecting the quarterback, but I don't know, man. It just I definitely would have pulled Wickham Formsby. Like honestly, I would have pulled him. Probably would have now. Honestly, I probably would have praised Parker because Parker was limited and he was getting beat. So I would have replaced him too. Replace both of those guys and try something different. You have to do something when that much pressure constantly getting in your quarterback face and you know your quarterback is uncomfortable. I mean, that's middle school football. If you can't protect the quarterback, you can't run the ball. Shit, do something. Like, come on. They can pay millions.
No run game. All right, let's take a break in the action to talk about one of our sponsors. Listen, your game day is never complete, whether it's football or now Bama Hoops is running strong. What you need to do is get your very own Title Towel. They sponsor the post-game show and some of the other shows on this network. Go to www.whitwillsports.com today. In the promo code STANDARD, you get a nice discount courtesy of your favorite network, the Bama Standard Network. All right. Moving along, we got players of the game, one offensive, one defensive. I know it's going to be tough, but we're going to soldier through it. We're going to start out with Pettey, then go to Coach Karl, then over to Johnathan. Then we're going to tackle some of these audience questions, and then we're going to talk about playoff hopes. So get ready.
Bernard played his butt off, and I'm going with Hill Green on defense.
All right.
He's all on the field tonight.
Germ, honestly, and I'll give mine to Money Jackson because Money played very well on that edge.
Great, man. He was bringing it tonight. Number one was making some pops out on the edge. That was a good one.
I want to go with Justin Hill on the defensive side. I thought he's really up and coming and played well during this game when he had his chance. The offensive side, to go outside of the normal, I'll probably have to go. I didn't think Michael Carroll had that bad of a game, to be honest with you, the right tackle. I thought the right side held up pretty well, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the stunts got to the middle where Brailsford and the guard was at, so, that's not on him. But, yeah, I'll go Michael Carroll. I thought he looked really good in this game.
All right, for me, German Bernard, hard to question his effort. And defensively, I'm going to go with Tim Keenan. He had himself a game too. He put us in position to make plays. So hats off to both of those gentlemen. All right, let's get to some of these audience questions. Ooh, we got quite a few. Let's start out with a super chat from DKR31, $1.99. Pac-10 offensive coordinator won't run the ball. He definitely has showed that to us, and he definitely shows that he doesn't place any priority in improving that side of the offense. Of course, that might be why he got fired from the Seahawks. But anyway, moving along, we got Don Parker, $10. The lack of killer instinct and aggression, no mental toughness in all three phases of the game. UGA continues to improve all season, and Bama regression is obvious. The coaching staff is to blame. It is hard to argue that at all. Lack of killer instinct and aggression. And let's go to another super chat. Jordan Kane, 5222, $4.99. I'm sorry, but I want Grubb gone. No run game. Also throwing a long out route on 4th and 2. Thank you. We threw the ball 15 yards across the field to get 2 yards. Well, we didn't get it. We threw it out of bounds, essentially.
So when you had to run it back in the flat.
All right, here's a question. Blake Burgers, should Grubb be fired? That's the question I have. Who wants to take this, gentlemen?
No.
Can you provide some context so these folks can have a little something to chew on?
Yeah,
simple.
Do you want to go
simple
back?
reason. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, it's pretty simple to me. Do you guys not remember last year?
Oh, yeah.
It could be worse. And I think Ryan Grubb this is year one for him. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry. Last year with Sheridan gave me scars. So, like literal scars. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, same thing for me, man. Simple, plain. Georgia fans wanted Bobo gone, right? Because Bobo couldn't throw the football.
Exactly.
Bobo figured out year 3, year 4, whatever it is of Bobo. He figured out how to get both pass and run game effective, right? Blocking better. It may take Grubb 3 years to get adjusted to the SEC. It may
3 years. We won't give him that long.
Literally, it may take him 3 years to get adjusted to the SEC. I mean, if you fire him right now, you got to bring in an NFL guy that's proven that they can get concepts together, run the ball and pass the ball, or you bring in an SEC guy that's proven on that side of the ball.
Brian
The only way you can do that.
Sorry.
Chip Kelly, somebody. That's the only way you can get rid of Grubb. So you go out and get Chip Kelly, in my opinion, like honestly.
And Jonathan, you and I had a conversation a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that we kind of needed to ride the storm out because the first 2 years of Kalen DeBoer's tenure was going to be tough on us. Yeah. But once he got his players in to run his system the way it should be, then it'll look a lot different than what we're seeing now. Is that one of the reasons why you feel like that Ryan Grubb should be retained?
Yeah, I think, one thing as fans that we tend to do is overreact to the things that are happening around us. And I feel like, 1 year to sit there and say somebody should be fired after 1 year is crazy. Can you imagine if LSU would have fired Nick Saban after year one? Or if Nick Saban, at Alabama after year one? You know what I mean? Like, people don't, they don't remember that Lane Kiffin in this offense wasn't the greatest under year one when he was at Bama. You know what I mean? People tend to forget those transition periods. Granted, he had a running back playing quarterback named Phillip Sims. Blake. So that was a tall order to ask of him. But, there's a lot of moving parts. The staffs are now unlimited, right? So when you think about it from that perspective, Kalen DeBoer is having to manage way more people. Ryan Grubb's having to manage way more people, you know what I mean, in general. And I feel like there's a lot of moving parts to this. And it takes more than, one season to get things in place.
All right, so fair enough.
I'll leave it at that.
Don Parker, another $5. The offensive line is horrible. I hope Cap is gone. What happened to Jaden Roberts? I think we.
Good question.
That we just addressed that one, I think.
I addressed it. I told you what happened. I don't know if you people were listening or not, but
He on vacation right now, man. He just out there in the ocean somewhere chilling on a boat.
I gave the reason. I don't know if I was supposed to tell the reason, but if y'all caught it, there it was. Jordan
Take
Kane, 5222, $1.99. Hope what I said makes sense. Well, it does. We appreciate you, brother. Hubert, 3343, $4.99. I couldn't understand for the life of me why Milrose started last year. I get it. RTR.
Don't do listen, man. Don't do child like that. Please, y'all. Please don't do the kid like that. That kid plays very good football when he's not under duress. So if you know the quarterback is struggling under pressure, figure out the offensive line, figure out the blocking scheme so he don't have to be under pressure. It's not on the quarterback. That's on the offense. That's on the staff.
Mm-hmm. Killicam Jaden Roberts is not transferring. He has no more eligibility after this season is complete. So his senior year was essentially a waste. But the NFL scouts know what he is capable of doing. They've watched the tape, and he has enough tape, and he's going to have a long NFL career. So looking forward to seeing him. Ravens flock, just want to throw that in the atmosphere. All right, let's see. Hubert, $1.99. Grubb has to adjust to the SEC.
I agree.
That's agreement.
Yeah.
All right, DKR, $31, $1.99. Wonder how many players transfer in weeks to come, guys. That's a good question.
That's a legitimate question.
Well, even from a recruiting standpoint, what does this say to some of the offensive guys that you've pulled in? They're highly rated. What does this say to a guy like Xavier Crowell, who's an absolute monster, and he sees the product on the field of basically no run game and no way of trying to involve the running backs? Guys, is this something that is a legit concern in terms of recruiting, in terms of the portal?
No.
I mean, I don't think the portal is going to be a big issue. They may go in the portal and pull somebody out, but I don't see many guys leaving. Maybe one or two running backs. But they would, I mean, like, come on now, just think about it. They've been waiting for 2 years on EJ Correa. They're going to run that kid. And that kid is one of the, like a football player who don't need a whole lot of touches. He's going to get the best out of what you're giving. He's going to make the best out of it. Kind of like AK Deer. Both of those are the same type guys. He's just a little bit bigger than AK. AK is a little bit, tad bit faster, but EJ is an all-world type of back. He's like number one running back in the country for a reason. So I don't think he would have a problem in his offense. I think it's just we got to figure something out on the offensive line. But some of the guys they're bringing the offensive line, some of the guys they brought in last year, you can sprinkle those guys in. You actually have an offensive line, bigger center. They do have a bigger center on the backside. So,
yep.
Oh no, we'll be all right, man. These kids are gonna have to stick it out. You got it may, like I said, man. When Groves came in, when Caleb Boyd came in, I said it may take 3 years to rebuild a program. It's not like Bama was already on the top. We was taking these slow declines anyway. We was losing games anyway on the Nick Saban.
Yes.
Yeah, we was already going on a decline because Nick was trying to figure out how to switch from the 3-4 to the 4-2-5. He didn't have the staff to put it all together. He was trying to do it, but he couldn't figure it out. And we was giving up yards like Michigan beat us because we was in a 4-2-5, and our damn safety didn't know what to do in the 4-2-5. Came too far downhill, gave up the damn post, and we lost. I mean, just think about it, man. We were trying to do it on the Nick Saban. Nick Saban couldn't figure out what the staff he had with Pete Golden and those guys couldn't figure out how to make it work efficiently. All right. We had a defense coordinator, Womack, knows how to make it work efficiently. He didn't make Freddie Roach didn't figure out how to put the big lineup in 3 big guys on the speed rush. So he figured that out later on in the season when he tried against Bandit and saw that it worked. So they adjusted the defense, started playing a whole lot better. We just got to figure out the offense side. Came out firing. Nobody understood what Grove did the first half of the season with Florida State. They blitzed tied. Everybody was bagged off. Georgia bagged off of us in the first half. We put up points. They came at us in the second half. We couldn't move the ball. Okay, so Kirby knows what's going on. Everybody followed the second half with the Georgia mentality. You know, we were still reeling off wins. It was all tight tight, close games that we was uncomfortable with because we should have lost. I mean, honestly, if defense hadn't been playing like so, I probably would have lost most of those games.
Yeah, you're right.
But the team kept fighting, kept building. Chemistry still there. I just think we got to work out the offensive line portion of it. Get the offensive line portion of it off fixed, and we'll be okay. Honestly, I think.
Don Parker got $5. The coaching staff is definitely the gang that can't shoot straight. What the? Let's see. Will Martin, 2X. At this point, has Ty played his way into having to come back next year?
Ty probably transfer next year.
Not to Alabama. He won't be coming.
He probably transfer. If Ty comes back next year, he transfer. He's gonna play in a more friendly, passing friendly offense, man. But I just don't think he comes back. I think he goes to the draft. Right now, 3rd round draft pick, 4th round draft pick is better than coming back next year playing for another team having way worse year and not getting drafted at all. So I take my chance in the draft. Unless they say I'm a 5th round or bust, I'll go in the draft, honestly.
All right, we got Don Parker got $20 coming our way. We greatly appreciate that. This Bama team is not Bama. Georgia looked more like Bama than Bama. DeBoer hopefully going to learn today. Build teams that dominate the line of scrimmage, or we will see more ass beatings like this going forward. Shame.
Yeah, can I address that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bama, we need to stop saying Bama hasn't looked like Bama. Bama hasn't looked like Bama in like 8 years. So the offensive line domination, the defensive line domination has been long gone, even under Saban. Okay, so let's stop comparing ourselves to the greatest run in college football history. Kalen DeBoer is not Nick Saban. Nick Saban towards the end of his years was not Nick Saban. Like, I'm sorry, but to expect that type of domination, to continue year after year after year, is completely unrealistic.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're right. And the thing is, we want so badly to hang on to it. And Daniel, I think we've talked about it. A lot of fans have said that Kalen DeBoer inherited a Ferrari, but a couple weeks ago we had Antonio Langham on, right? And Langham said he's going to say make a statement that it's not going to be too popular. We just haven't had the talent at Alabama in quite some time that we saw under Coach Saban.
It might have had a Ferrari tag, like that you seen in the 80s when you bought that clunker and you got the Mercedes thing and spun it in the front. He inherited a Mercedes that was actually a Ford Pinto with the Mercedes on it because it said freaking Alabama. But I don't see any freaking Ferraris in that backfield. Sorry.
Listen, Pettey. Let's be honest. Like, we have the talent, we have the kids, we have the roster, we have everything in place. The Ferrari was still there. Only problem with the Ferrari is that the engine was dead. Like, we have a dead engine right now. So whatever the gears here, they're stirring up this engine to get them. So change the oil somewhere. Is it offensive line coach? May have to change the oil in the offensive line coach. Like, you got to figure something out to get this engine rolling again. Some portion of the engine is not working right, so we got to fix it. Take it to the shop, get it diagnosed, and fix the offense.
Well, let's talk about defense.
But John made a great point through all that. Like, this ain't the same football. Now it's getting to the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. You did what you're supposed to do. You didn't make them last year. You're making them this year. It's not going to look like it did. It just not for a while, not until the next Nick Saban comes through those doors and changes the game again. It just don't look like that anymore.
Sharita Johnson, great point in terms of changing the oil. Ty regrets because he did not trust the offensive line musical chairs. Grubb feels his best. I agree with that. Constantly swapping out offensive linemen, that in no way warrants any success or can generate success, because one of the biggest things with offensive linemen, Coach Karl, you can probably say this a lot better than I can, is chemistry and continuity.
Good question, John. Would you rather have Grubb change the offensive line 2 or 3 times a night and then just roll with one offensive line?
Yes.
He rolled with one solid offensive line, and then we look like this.
The thing about it was, though, But yeah, well, Cam Dewberry, to be fair, was that guy, and he, he got hurt, so he's out of the rotation. So we're kind of back to swapping out the line again because of Dewberry getting hurt. But no, I get your point though. Sorry, I cut out for a minute, so I didn't get to hear the last couple seconds.
Yeah, all I was saying, John, is this, right? We did not switch the offensive line much at all tonight. He rolled with the one solid offensive line, and we stunk up the joint. Hey, we was playing better rotating offensive line, honestly. Maybe if we had a rotated offensive line a little bit tonight, we probably played better in certain spurts of the game. We had like at no point in the game where I thought the Bama was gonna come back and win. I throw a little joke out there, and so we can try to live the chat up. We was talking like I throw a little joke and try to live chat up. I never thought from that first turnover, not from the block punt, just that next interception. At that point, I never figured Alabama had a chance to win the game. It was just a done deal. I was sitting back just waiting on something good to happen for the offense. And it finally happened with the 90-some-yard drive, got a pass on the field, and then the offense got on the road. So the offense got on the road, we go down there, score a touchdown, and then the offense go in reverse. Like, you cannot keep anything consistently going. You cannot run the ball, you can't pass the ball right now. Georgia sitting back waiting on you. We should have just went in tempo mode. At some point, just go fire mode. Let's go. Let's just turn the speed up and just run fast. Don't give Georgia opportunity to sub. Just go fast ball. Just run. Even if we messing up, just do Tennessee offense. Just go fast.
Yeah. Jason Haywood, 85.44, $5. Heather Dinich said after the game she thinks we will drop to number 10 and swap places with Notre Dame. I, however, am not as optimistic. That performance was awful, and just told it we're going to talk about the playoffs. But yes, you were absolutely right. Skins rule.
I'll say that I'm not about the playoffs, but if anybody's tied in, Heather Dinich is about as tied in as anybody. Her information is usually pretty accurate.
Right. Skins rule 74-92, Bama in playoffs, and maybe we play Oregon a winnable game. We got to be able to match offense. And I don't feel like if we're going to have a 3-point contest, I don't know if we have the right guards.
That's an excellent basketball concept, right? Great. I like that.
I mean, we have some Matumbos on defense, but when it comes to matching 3-point shot for 3-point shot, you gotta prove it to me.
Yeah, you got to have pretty good guards.
All right, Don Parker, $10. No matter what systems you run in the SEC, to have success, you must dominate the line of scrimmage. I'm not saying bring back the Saban era. I'm saying this team got manhandled, and that can't happen.
The offense got manhandled, not the team. Our defensive line held their own. They made a few mistakes, with those C gaps, late rotation on the C gap to be in front of the safety. But outside of that, man, Georgia really didn't do nothing. Honestly, Georgia had 200-some yard offense, and that was at the end of the third quarter. So we damn near caught them in the fourth quarter on offense. But Georgia was in Cadillac mode at that point anyway. So
Georgia,
it could have been way worse. Georgia could have had a 600-yard offense if our defense was solid. So
right. All right, guys. This is the question at hand, and this is a big one. Now, I'm ready to throw it out there. Final thoughts. Alabama's college football playoff hopes. They're in jeopardy right now. Going in, they said that Alabama or any team shouldn't get punished for a loss in their conference championship. But A.J. McCarron earlier in the week and then last week and even weeks before was saying, I don't see Alabama getting put out should they lose unless they get blown out. Well, we're now staring a blowout right in the face, and we already saw BYU get blown out, and for all signs pointing in the outside direction, that's what's happening to BYU. So now Alabama's in that spot. Is Alabama still in, or are we going to have to book our reservations for the Outback Bowl? Starts out Daniel, then we'll go to Coach Karl.
Yes, Bama's in. They're not dropping Alabama out. It's not happening.
Okay.
We can debate it all day. Let's take this angle. There's 3 teams in college football that at the NCAA can get in. Let's look at it from that side. They're going to put in Ohio State, Alabama, and Notre Dame. They bring ratings. They're the highest ratings in all of sports. If you can get Bama in, they're going to put them in. 2, they're not going to drop a team because they lost the SEC championship, because that would be the death blow to the SEC championship, and sweet little Sankey ain't going to allow that to happen. I just don't think this loss is going to be – and again, it's a loss to a team you beat at their house this season. That's going to be taken into context. It'd be completely different if it was a team you haven't beaten or had already lost to this year. So, Bama's in this thing. It is.
Well, I think you take into consideration not just the blowout, but the committee is going to be looking at who's playing.
Because they had 3 losses last year.
They're playing
in the playoffs. It wasn't in the SEC championship. Sorry, I asked why they weren't in last year. Because they were 9-3 prior to – they didn't make it to the SEC championship game.
Well, they're also looking at who's playing their best ball right now, and Alabama is not playing their best ball offensively. They're getting worse. But one caveat is the committee can look at it as, well, Alabama was missing 8 players going in, and by the time the game was over, they were without 13 players. So that could be something that might be a saving grace. But, Coach Karl, where do you stand? Alabama in, Alabama out?
1 second, Karl, before you go. Delusional Bama fan. I'm not being delusional. I'm telling you the fact of the matter. Watch the show tomorrow, and you'll see when Heather Dinich is right. And Alabama's number 10 because of what I just told you. I told you so.
Yeah. Bama going to be 10. It's just that, man. They're going to be 10. They're not going to get rid of them, just like Pettey said. If they do, it'll never be another SEC championship game. So Bama going to be 10. It's going to come down between Notre Dame and Miami. And Notre Dame lost to Miami. So it's probably going to come down to that. If Duke wins tonight, it'll become Duke's spot, and Notre Dame and Miami both probably be left out. But they're not going to let the SEC run up, be out of the playoff. But, the way we looked on offense, man, I wouldn't be mad if they did, but they're not going to do it because the bigger reason is can't nobody really beat Bama, but Ohio State, Georgia's, maybe Indiana, or the world.
We have no offense, Coach Karl.
It don't matter. Our offense may stinks, but our offense stinks against teams with power defense. You got to have power defense to be there. And your offense is not really going to move the ball well on our defense. So you got to have a powerful defense to beat Bama. And that's just the bigger issue. Like, defensive line have to be able to get pressure, and then because the defensive line can't penetrate the offensive line, the blitz is not going to work. So that's basically SEC power. Florida State had it. Oklahoma had it. Georgia obviously have it, but
I didn't. Hold on. Maximus, a Georgia fan, why wasn't Bama in last year? And he said, I asked that and he blew me off. I'm sorry to interrupt, Karl. We're
all good.
Passery in the crowd because last year Bama was 9-3 before, and they didn't make the SEC championship. They had 3 losses. This 3rd loss came in the SEC championship, and it won't count against them. Good God, did y'all eat paint chips as kids?
It didn't hurt SMU last year, right?
Bless America, because they were 9-3 and didn't make the damn SEC championship, you morons.
Hey, real quick, 334 girl. Virginia better win. I'll be livid if a 75 team makes the playoffs. No, actually, the scenario will be if Duke wins, there will be no. They won't get in. Neither will Virginia, Miami. If any ACC team will get in, but you're also looking at possible 2 DEI teams. 2 group of 5 teams getting in.
JMU may get in.
JMU will get
Maxie
in.
Mush is that idiot that barked at his boss and didn't realize it was inappropriate. Hey, Mr. Bark guy.
So if we are at number 10, does that mean we get to play the number 6 seed, i.e. Ole Miss, and not go to Oxford?
7 seed.
7 seed. 6 plays 11.
Yeah, we play the 7 seed on the road. So we'll probably end up playing Notre Dame on the road.
Ooh. I would love to go see that. I'd rather see.
Or is it now? Actually, it'd be A&M, right? It'd be 10-7.
A&M probably gonna move up though. Since we lost, A&M probably move up a slot, like number 6 seed probably.
All right. We've gone
It
long
may
enough.
be Miami, They may put Miami in that 7th seed.
All right, so we've done all we possibly could. We're going to debate even more next week. We'll find out tomorrow. The selection show will be at 11 a.m. Central and go to 2 p.m., which I think is pretty freaking ridiculous. You really need about 15, 20 minutes to do a whole rundown, but they want to do all that. But you're going to find out probably because of what happened today. If Alabama's in, they'll be one of the first teams that are mentioned because they'll be on the lower side of the bracket. So we'll know if we're in, and then also we'll know who will be playing, and we'll be breaking that down starting next week. But for now, let's go around the room real quick. Let's tell the folks how they can find us on social media. Start us out, Pettey, then we'll go to Coach Karl.
I guess I'll be on Facebook explaining to people math. But you can find me at Pettey_Daniel here on Tuesday nights, 6 Central, 7 Eastern, Bama Standard.
And you'll also get a great look or a great listen of Marvin Constant's reaction Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central. That's why he actually isn't on the post-game shows, because we want to give you guys something to look forward to on our show Tuesday nights. So expect a full Marvin Constant meltdown. I will let you know who the guest is coming Monday.
And I will bring a big old plate of crow if Bama's not in that playoffs. I want everybody in here to come back and say, Pettey, you were right.
And I'm going to sit back Tuesday and just watch, because Marvin is going to lose his mind. I
mean, I fully expect us to be in the Cheez-It Bowl, because Alabama woke up this morning feeling the cheesiest. I'm sorry. Coach Karl, how can they find you?
I'm feeling the cheesiest, Coach.
It's Pettey with an E, so it's extra petty, guys.
It's extra petty. I like that.
I'm a little extra petty at times. And I love y'all all.
Joe Edwards.
Hey, y'all salute the Pettey, man. Salute the Pettey.
Hey, Joe Edwards, don't be surprised if Bama comes back and wins it all. I would love to see that. But it's hard for me to really be optimistic based on the offensive output we saw tonight. And not just tonight, really since the LSU game. It's got progressively worse. And I would love to see an awakening, a revival, and all of a sudden we had this aha moment and there's an explosion of offense.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I'm from the Show Me State. So, Coach Karl.
If that happens, that we just wake up and have an explosive offense, oh, my God.
With this defense? Yeah.
I'd probably come out of retirement.
Oh, we can just run the wishbone and then play keep away and play some strong defense. But Coach Karl, how do they find you on social media?
Hey, man, hit me up on Twitter, X, Coach KD Taylor. You can find me on the block, Sports Talk on YouTube, and Facebook is my name, Karl D. Taylor. So that's how you get me, man.
Chasing a bass. Don't blame nobody but Ty Simpson.
Don't even do it.
It's not just Ty.
You shouldn't even put that comment up there, man. We're not blaming no kids for this shit. Let it be, man.
At this point in the year, it's coaching. It comes down to coaching.
Yeah, we ain't blaming no kids for this
shit. And here's Brody Simpson. Look, I am tired of the Brody Kroll slander. Everyone acts like he's one of the worst quarterbacks that Alabama's ever had. And I don't see where you're coming up with this, because Brody Kroll was a damn dude.
There's Brody slander?
Oh, yeah. They have compared Brody to Ty and others, saying that Brody was one of the worst quarterbacks that Alabama's had. I've seen the comments, and I think you're absolutely crazy.
They're crazy.
You're crazy.
Boy, man, listen. I'll tell you what. I mean, let can I say this right quick? Put on a damn helmet. You don't even have to have a shoulder pads. So put on a goddamn helmet. Take your ass behind the line of scrimmage and practice, knowing that they can't hit you, and watch those bullets coming at your ass. Like, guarantee your ass will be ducking. If your ass ain't ducking, I'll give you $1,000. Your ass will be ducking. Can't nobody play on a damn duress, man. You can't play on a duress in the Pee Wee League. If your ass is under pressure, it's hard to play under pressure. It shows in the NFL. Look at Daniel Jones in New York. Under pressure, terrible. Look at his ass in Indiana. He's a winner. Come on, man. Baker Mayfield looked like crap in damn Cleveland. Down in Tampa Bay winning his ass off.
Tampa Bay, Daniel.
Tampa Bay.
Shit.
Don Parker, we got $2. Bring back Stedman, Sheely, and the Bone.
78, 79, man, running that wishbone.
Absolutely. Can you also bring back EJ Jr. on defense? That'd be fantastic.
Crazy part about it. Look at Stockton in the beginning of the year. Everybody in Georgia talking about they need to bench him. Look how the kid playing now with an offensive line that's blocking a little bit better. Look like a damn superstar.
All right. I think that we've gotten all we can out of this episode. We greatly appreciate everyone for being a part tonight. This is part of our therapy, so we greatly appreciate everyone in the chat. Thank you for the super chats. We never asked for those, but we greatly appreciate them. And rest assured, they are being used to better the platform that you are enjoying. Thank you to Whitwell Sports for being a sponsor on the show. Thank you for Smith Infinity of Huntsville, our newest sponsor, who is also providing a lot of great resources for this network that you love to greatly expand. Be back next Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern for the flagship show. Marvin Constant will be in full force, and we'll have a great guest lined up for you, so you don't want to miss that. We may even do a little something tomorrow for the selection show reaction. If not, rest assured we got you covered on Tuesday night. Well, that's it for all of us. And despite what we saw tonight, it's always roll tide, guys.
Roll tide.
Yes, sir.